Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel, and thanks for joining us on this ride out today. As usual, towards the weekend I stick a pin in a map, and however many of my friends want to ride out with us, we usually ride out together in a group and explore where we've stuck the pin in a map. So we're fortunate to live in a fantastic area. This area of Spain has got some fantastic riding routes and some fantastic roads around the mountains and into the Sierras, now into inland Spain. It's a stunning place to visit. So lots going on in the world, and the best way to get away from all the rubbish that's going on, all the news, all the doom and gloom, and etc, is to get on your bike and ride, guys. So that's what we're doing today. You can see on this video I'm doing a voiceover. The reason I'm doing a voiceover is I didn't take my DJ mic, and the microphones on the 360 camera and on my helmet cam are not the best. There may be a bit of wind noise on this, so I'm just going to fill you in what we're actually doing, where we're going, fill you in on a bit of news that is happening at the moment with the Voge motorcycles and other motorcycles. I've had a few messages on the channel, mainly for people wanting the software, or the software update for the 4.7, and people are asking for the 4.7 update now are actually guys that have got the MY 2025 model. I have actually got in touch with most of the comments that have been put on the channel regarding that update for that bike, and the 4.7 update is not compatible with the MY 2025 model. It's a different firmware update. It starts on a different base model to what the 24 model bike started with, and as you know, it's got the screen mirroring and it's got the 6-axis ABS. Now, I have seen a few videos, foreign videos, on the mirroring, and it's pretty much as I thought it would be. It looks great on the bike, it does look good on the screen, so you can have full mapping from any of your mapping that you're using on your phone, so Waze, Google Maps, Apple Maps, etc. But what it basically does, if you're used to CarPlay or an Android Auto device, one of the ones you buy from CarPlay or whatever, you'll see in the menu on CarPlay and a lot of these Android Auto and CarPlay devices, that you can do a mirroring system on them as well. So you're not using CarPlay or you're not using Android Auto, it's built in that there is a mirroring feature, and it's usually mirrored via Bluetooth or the built-in Wi-Fi in the module that you get. And the caveat with doing that on the modules that you get is you're pretty much casting your phone screen to your CarPlay or whatever model you're using. Now, any of you guys who know how to cast your phone, your Android or your Apple phone, you can do it through AirPlay to an Apple TV. But generally, when you cast into your TV to a Samsung TV or whatever type of TV you're casting to, you'll often find that you have to have your phone alongside you with the screen open, cast into the TV. Often, if you're going to watch a movie and it's on your Android device or your Apple device and you cast it to a TV, often you end up plugging your phone in and casting it to the TV, but the image is constantly on your phone. So if you put your phone to sleep, the image goes off on the TV screen. Now, what has appeared on the videos I've seen regarding the casting on the MY 2025 model, the screen has got to be active and casting. So if you turn it in portrait on the screen on front of you on your dash on your Voge 900, your phone will appear in the center of the screen as an upright landscape or portrait, or whichever orientation you've got it in. It does fill full screen in landscape, it works fine, but you need to keep your phone active and you need to keep the screen on. So from my way of thinking, it just defeats the object. I mean, you're going to have your phone getting really hot in your pocket. If you're putting it in your pocket or a bag, you're going to need to connect it to some power source, because a permanently illuminated screen or permanent app running on your phone mirroring to your screen is going to hammer your battery. Now, I've no first-hand use of this system. I've not used it myself, so I'm only going off what I've seen and what I've read and what I've seen on the internet. The reason that I think it's not the best solution is because all things software related obviously date within a couple of years. So if it's built in, it's going to date and become pretty much useless. A lot of you guys who have got an older vehicle, I mean our vehicle is 9 years old now, and when we bought it had a navigation system built in. Now you can update that navigation system, but it lags behind the technology that you get with updates on your mobile phone. And when you buy a dedicated unit like I've got going on in the centre of the screen at the moment, which is a CarPlay unit, you know that you're going to pay X amount of money for the unit, and you know in a couple of years time if it's an outdated unit you can take that unit off and you can just put another unit on. But if you're using something that's casting to your main screen, okay, you have got the option to do this, but you're going to find that the option is probably going to be redundant with the usage I've mentioned, i.e. having your phone on, you need a cable to keep it charged. Now I'm not saying that CarPlay or Android Auto do not use power from your device, because they do, but instead of using a mirroring system, when you connect your iOS device to CarPlay, you'll get a screen come on your Android device, your Apple device, saying CarPlay, and it's just a screenshot comes across the screen, but your screen remains off, and then the apps are activated through the CarPlay unit. Again, in Android Auto, there are more features in Android Auto and in Apple CarPlay than there are in actually using your phone. So for instance, on Apple CarPlay, when you're using it and you're using mainly YouTube Music for your music, it will use the default music player that you use the most on your CarPlay unit. So if I'm on my bike and I'm using an iPhone like I've got on the screen now, and I'm using Apple CarPlay, if I say through my headset play such and such a music, or such and such a song, or such and such an album, it will know automatically to go to my default music system, which is YouTube Music. Now often on an iPhone it won't do that. You get Siri saying, no, I can't do that, it's not within the capability that I've got. But CarPlay does allow you to do that. Likewise, Android Auto, you can pick any app or default app to play without illuminating your phone. So you can see now I'm casting my phone, or I'm using CarPlay. My phone's not on, I'm not using hardly any battery off my phone, but I've got Waze running on the screen in front of me, and for me this is a better system. Okay, if it's built in you may use it, but what I would give to you as an example is on my Supermeter 650 I've got a Google system on there that they built in. They've got the Tripper navigation on the dash, and again it's the same system. You hook the app up to the Tripper on the dash, and as soon as you fire the app up, it uses Google Maps to navigate turn by turn on the Tripper. But you'll notice on your phone that Google Maps is running in the background doing turn by turn, and if you open Google Maps it's actually running, and you can stick it on the handlebars like I've got my phone there and use that as the navigation system. So not the best thing in the world, it's not the greatest idea if you're not using a dedicated system like CarPlay or Android Auto. Anyway, I'm going to shut up now guys, because we're going to head up towards El Berro, the place we're going to stop for a drink at a cafe. I may not film everything in the cafe, we'll just have a quick drink, and from there we'll head up to the visitor centre, which is another 14 minutes. Any ideas you've got on the MY 2025 mirroring on your bikes, let me know your thoughts on it. I've got a lot of people, like I say, asking for the 4.7 update for the 2020-25 model, and I assume that is because it's running a bit lumpy. If that's the case guys, try the throttle mod, and hopefully that will iron it out a bit so there is a software update for it. But be advised that mostly the problems are going to be that you're running on Euro 5 plus mapping on your bike, which is even more restrictive than Euro 5 that's on the 2024 model. And do use the right fuel guys. You'll look on your petrol cap cover and it'll recommend E5 fuel. You cannot use E10 fuel in these bikes, it runs like a tractor. If you're going to use E5, I don't know what the availability is in the UK, but go somewhere decent like a Shell garage, get E5 98 octane, run E5 95 octane if you must. Never use E10. E10 will give you very poor fuel economy, about 25 less percent fuel economy than using E5. It also is really rough on the engine, so you'll get an awful lot of twitching on the throttle, so use the best fuel you can. A bit more expensive, but you'll get more miles per gallon, kilometers per gallon out of it, and you'll get a better overall experience. So guys, I'm going to leave it here now. I'll catch up with the end of the video. I'll put some pictures on at the end of the video of the visitor centre high up in the Sierra de Espuña, and I'll catch you later on, guys. They do a little restaurant over here or something. I don't think we've had a shop today, but you are ready? No, I was just saying I wondered if there was one there. So guys, heading into the little village, or the little pueblo of El Berro, high in the Sierra de Espuña. The higher you get, the cooler it gets. Not so much in the summer, but it does this time of year. We were 24 degrees on the lower parts down in Mula, and we're heading up now, and we're in around 18-19 degrees. Really sunny and nice. Perfect biking weather if you've just got light gear on. And we're going to pull up and have a drink. There's a car park a bit further on. And in this square at the moment there's a great fiesta goes on in the late spring, early summer I believe, and we've caught it a few times in the past. Really lively atmosphere. Couple of little camping sites within this village to stop over at. A lot of people mountain biking, road biking and walking in this area is very, very popular, especially in the spring and in the autumn when it's not overly hot to walk. So you can see very narrow streets coming through this part of El Berro. I suppose years ago they were made for donkeys and carts and ponies, so quite tight in places, but yeah, really quaint little village. Good bar on the right hand side here, and we were going to stop there, but I think we've decided to pull up in a minute. I think we decided we're going to go further around the corner and pull up and have a bite to eat at another little restaurant. The restaurant we actually stop at, the menu and the interior of the restaurant is really, really nice. A lot of the places in Spain on the outside don't look as good as the inside. There's the one on the right hand side of the balcony, and we'll pull in the car park over on the left, and we'll go up there and have a bite to eat and a drink. So you can see we're passing there, double shot there. That's me with my editing not in sync. You can see my mate's on his bike behind us. He's on a Track Tiger 900, 30-year-old bike. He's also got a newer bike. He's got a Super Meteor 650, the same as me, but it's in having some work done at the dealership at the moment. So that was a quick bite, and we're off again. I told you I wasn't going to film too much there, but we're heading now up to the visitor centre, and these roads are crazy going up here, guys. It's pretty much a single road going up, and there's a lot of really heavy switchbacks with adverse cambers, and the problem if you're leading, it's not the nicest position to be in if you can't see around the bends, because they're so adversely cambered and so steep on the bends that if you come around a bend, often you'll meet a car coming towards you, and generally that car or the wagon or a van is taking up all the road. So each bend you've got to really slow down and make sure you're on the line, so that when you come around the bend, obviously you've got enough room to get past anything that's going to be right in front of you. So where you can see and where it's open, obviously you can open the throttle a little bit and go, but it's such a stunning route that my wife's generally digging me in the ribs, telling me not to look over the edge or down the mountain to keep my eyes on the road. But it is a stunning place to be. The air quality is so fresh up in these mountains, it's really, really amazing. So I think we're probably about 20 minutes away from the visitor centre. Obviously this video is not going to be that long, it's edited and cut down, but enjoy the ride till we get up there, and I'll tag a few photos on at the end of this and leave my final comments with you guys. So on beautiful days like this, guys, sometimes I want to just jump on the Moto Guzzi California or even the Super Meteor 650 and do these sort of rides. The problem with it is you can see these bends. The California is a big lump of a bike, and it's a slow turning bike because it's got a long wheelbase. And when you've got roads that are uneven cambers, and you're going on a journey, you need something like an adventure bike, any adventure bike really, or anything with a long travel suspension. My mate Stuart's behind me on his Triumph Tiger, but yeah, at times I pang to get out on the California, and we toodle around on that, but not on major adventures like this type of thing, where we need to pack luggage with us, pack cameras, and need a bike to do these things. And that's always been the caveat with adventure bikes. We're all looking for the unicorn bike that's light enough to be manageable, but powerful enough to be good on the open road and where we need it, and to carry all the luggage and all the rest of it. Now, as you know, the Voge 900 DSX is a lump of a bike. Laden up as we've got it, it's well heading towards a 255, 260 kilo without me and my wife on the back, so it's a lump of a bike. And as I've said in previous videos, you do have to watch what you're doing on the bends, the adverse cambers, stopping, starting, etc. So yeah, it's a bit of a catch-22, because we want the laid-back feeling of something like my Moto Guzzi California in the summer, or even my Super Meteor 650 is a lovely bike to toodle around on, bearing in mind it hasn't got a backrest or anything like that on it. But the ideal bike for doing these sorts of things and getting out in the countryside and enjoying it obviously is something like this particular bike. Any adventure bike, they seem to be predominant in the market. Most bikes we pass on roads like this seem to be adventure bikes, whatever the brand may be. There's a vast majority of people riding GS's, as you know. Caveat with that is the price point on them. They're very, very expensive, but there you go, guys. Oh yeah. Cave there, see it? You can see, guys, now some of the views on the left hand side, way down into the ravine. We're some height up here in the Sierra de Espuña. I think the maximum height is something like, it's not overly high, probably 1,700 metres. But when you consider in the UK they're calling high mountain Snowdon at 1,000 or just over 1,000, you can see that we've got a bit of altitude. And as I said in other videos, Spain is the second most mountainous country in Europe after Switzerland, and most of the landmass of Spain is covered in mountains, and a beautiful country to tour because of the weather and the climate. It's absolutely amazing. Yeah, it just shows you, doesn't it? It's 20 now. Make sure there's nothing the big countries up here. So guys, we're heading up to the visitor centre at the top of Sierra de Espuña, and we're going to take a few photographs, have a mooch around and check it out. Hope you've enjoyed the video and the scenery coming up here and the ride out, and if you're ever this way, come up on your bikes, and this is a stunning place to tour around. So When I get to the top, I'll take a few photographs. We're going to go in the visit centre, have a look around, check the place out. There's loads of exhibits, there's lots of information on the wildlife in this area, wild boar, wild cats. There used to be lots of wolves in this area. Now they're located further south in Cordoba and in the north of Spain. So in this region doesn't have any wolves or bears anymore, but lots and lots of wildlife nevertheless. So guys, give me a like, give me a thumbs up. I hope you've enjoyed the video. Have a look at a few of the pictures at the end, and I'll catch you in the next video, and peace out, ride safe and enjoy the spring weather guys. So have fun, and I'll catch you in the next one.